All doctors should practice the 2 A's, asking the patients if they smoke and advising them to quit. If the time permits, they should employ all the 5 A's. The 5 A's is a well-recognized strategy used to identify the smoking behavior and also to assess the readiness or to quit of the patients after explaining to them the harms of tobacco use. If the patient is ready to quit, the 5 A's will assist the doctors in supporting the quit attempt and also giving them simple and practical quit tips. Some of you who are watching this video have already been exposed to the brief intervention clinical videos which illustrates the 5 A's. Some of you may be watching this for the first time. For both of you, if you want to know about the 5 A's, do visit our website which has got 14 clinical videos illustrating the 5 A's in the brief intervention for tobacco cessation. These videos are in English or in Malayalam with English subtitles. Here is a brief review of the 5 A's followed by a short demonstration. You will see part of the clinical videos which has been developed by QTI to demonstrate the 5 A's used by doctors. The 5 A's is a useful tool when the doctors have just 3 to 5 minutes to talk about smoking to their patients. Introduce the topic of smoking and get a brief smoking history from them. You can ask questions like, do you smoke? Since when? How many? And then you can go on to open-ended questions. There you can ask, can you tell me something about your smoking? Their response to the last question will give us an insight into how important smoking is to them and what are the challenges we will face for them to quit.
Mr. Joseph, you can tell me about your smoking habit. How much do you smoke in a day?
I'm not a heavy smoker like others in my office. Just a packet, not more than.
No, doctor. Till 3 minutes ago, he used to smoke 2 packets a day.
But not now. I smoke less.
So when did you start your smoking habit?
During my college days, I was 18 when I started. I used to smoke 3 or 4 in the beginning, but slowly I started smoking more and more.
Advise the patients by educating them about 2 things. First, tell them about the harms of smoking and how it is affecting their current problem. For example, the complications now or the complications which they can face in the future, or maybe interference with the medicines or a future illness which they can expect. Secondly, tell them about the complications of the current illness using diagrams or analogies. For example, you can use clogged pipes to tell them about the reduction in the circulation and the oxygen content going through the blood. Or you can tell them about clogged filters which prevent the removal of toxins like in liver or kidney functioning. Project QTI research has found that people want to know how smoking causes the health problems and they appreciate when the mechanism is in a manner which they can imagine. These images are remembered in their minds and they help in their attitude towards quitting.
Heart disease, diabetes and stroke are actually diseases of the tubes or the blood vessels which takes nutritious supply to the various organs of your body. If you take this as a healthy blood vessel, the chemicals in the tobacco does 2 harms to this blood vessel, these tubes. What it does is that the chemicals clog the blood vessels and also constricts it, so that you need more pressure to push blood through and the organs are devoid of its nutritious blood supply. So once it gets totally clogged like this, your organ will suffer whole damage.
Okay, and I thought it was just cholesterol that did it.
No, the chemicals in the tobacco also does the same trick.
Assess patients' willingness to consider quitting. In this phase, the doctor will assess the willingness of the patient to quit and also their readiness to quit. If the patient is ready to quit, then the doctor will go on to assisting the patient to quit. If they are not willing to think about quitting now or in the near future, the doctors need to use the 5 R's. This is a strategy which I will talk about in a later segment of this video.
Doctor, it is very difficult to quit smoking. Cigarette have become a part of my life and it helped me at work. It's suitable for me. I experience no cough.
I see many patients who think that smoking is suitable for them. but I also see the ill effects that it has on their health and their family. You've been smoking for a long time, and I do understand it's a very difficult decision for you.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, I've explained to you the complications that smoking can cause for your diabetes. But it's up to you to decide what you want to do. You know that smoking can cause many serious complications like poor wound healing and heart problems. I'm here to help you if you decide that you want to stop smoking. I have some leaflets here about the dangers of smoking for those with diabetes. You can read these, and when you're ready to quit, we can discuss how to go about it.
Here too, the doctor has to give information to the patient about the need for quitting. The doctor does not confront or challenge the patients, but provides the necessary information. Here, the doctor is planting the seed so that the patient starts thinking about quitting. The seed is the complications that the smoking causes in diabetic patients, like gangrene or blindness or impotence or heart attack. All this information is described in the booklet that the doctor provides. If a patient is ready to think about quitting or willing to do so now, the doctors have to assess the patients by helping them to overcome the challenges they would face. Match your assess to the patient's level of readiness and help them to come up with an action plan which is doable by them. I will give you some examples later in a minute's time when we take up assist as a topic in its own right.
Smoking doesn't just affect your husband's health, it causes heart problems for you as well. You know what is second-hand smoke? When your husband smokes near you, the smoke you inhale is called second-hand smoke. It increases the chances of having a heart problem by 25 to 35% for people like you who have never touched a cigarette ever in your life. So you can imagine the harm you do to your children.
Doctor, I have asked him to stop the smoking many times, even my young daughter. She hates the smell of smoke on him and inside the house.
We have more reasons to quit, isn't it, Joseph?
I'll try. I'll try and cut down the number and then I'll quit.
Is there a special occasion that is coming up in your family soon?
Yes, doctor. 2 weeks from now, our daughter's birthday.
What do you think, Joseph? Will that not make a good birthday present for your daughter?
Yes, I will do it. I will cut down the number and then I'll quit on her birthday.
That is good. In that case, what we need to do is you have to prepare yourself. There are certain steps we need to take, and that book gives you some practical advice on how to do that. First 3 days will be little difficult, but if you can overcome that, then it will be smooth going, and you adopt those steps and get back to me, and we'll help you through how you can achieve that for your daughter's birthday.
Follow up on whatever steps a patient is able to do so on the road to quitting. If the patient is ready to quit now, follow up to see what has been done till now. If they are thinking about quitting, follow up by seeing whether they are ready the next time you see them. Ask them what is holding them back and encourage them to quit by telling them the benefits that they would get by quitting. If the patient is not ready to quit now, then leave the door open for future discussions. Ask them that they can come and see them back when they are thinking about quitting, and that you will be only happy to talk about it then and encourage them. In all cases, give some educational materials to the smokers if you have them. Project QTI has got certain quit tip books and also booklets on specific illness, how my illness is affected by smoking, which you can download from the website. Never give up on a patient because they do not quit today. It may require bringing up the quitting advice for months or for years at end before you reach the right teachable moment. Arrange in such cases means agreeing that it's okay for a doctor to continue talking to a patient about his smoking habit as a part of his job as a competent doctor.
If you have more discomfort while quitting, come and see me. I will prescribe medication for your symptoms.
but give the body 3 days to adjust.
So by doing this, my breathing will improve.
You will begin to see the change. We will measure it. After a few more weeks, the difference will be even more as your lungs and heart become stronger.
And for now, any kind of medication?
I'm prescribing a medicine for your BP. It was a bit elevated. Take this mild medication and stop smoking. And let's see the difference before I prescribe other medicines. Unnecessary medicine can themselves cause problems. Stopping smoking is the single most important thing you can do to avoid these problems. Quit and see the difference. We will do the spirometry again and see the results then. You will breathe better, have more strength, and food will be more tastier.